So after yesterday's epic transfer special where we made some really good signings and sold some pretty decent players actually, we're now ready to start a new season with the first two games against VFB Stuttgart and TSG Hoffenheim. I think we're going to win the Champions League this season. Right, so you're probably thinking, oh, here he goes again. He thinks he's going to win the Champions League, just like he thought he was going to win it last season and never did. He got dumped out in the quarterfinals by Manchester City. But I'm telling you now, we look a much better team. Let me take you to the transfer page first of all. Offers of players that I've rejected, by the way. Going to the transfer history, £255 million has come into the club through the sales of 9 players. Matteo Naku went to Torino for 4.1 million. Angelo Stiller, in the last year of his contract, went to Al Hilal for 17.25 million. Matteo Naku, by the way, spent the previous season on loan at Torino. He had a mandatory option in his contract. Karim Adeyemi went to Fiorentina for 49 million, rising to 59 million pounds. Dieter Hesse went to VFB Stuttgart for 10.5 million. Unal Ganai went to Hertha Berlin for 500,000. Bradley Barcola went to Atletico Madrid for 73 million pounds. And Karen Konate went to Al Ittihad for 61 million. Oliveira's gone out on loan back to Brazil. And Maxime Esteve went to Liverpool for 40 million. So some pretty good business there. I mean, a lot of them would have been high, like Adeyemi, Barcola, Konate, for example. Angelo Stiller could have all been higher. But they were in the last year of their contracts and we'd got pretty much the maximum that we were going to get. So we let them go. In terms of players coming in, I'm not going to go into massive detail with these because I went into detail in yesterday's transfer special. If you've not watched it yet, why not? It was brilliant. Check it out. And you can see more about them in that, or you can just wait till you see more about them during the course of this season. But Raphael Bode has come in. He's a Mazzala, can play advanced playmaker as well, but will play Mazzala for us. He's come in from Nice for 93 million, raising to 102 million. Christian Safu has come in from AC Milan for 75 million, rising to 99 million. This boy, by the way, he looks a sign. He has looked amazing in pre-season. And okay, pre-season's pre-season, but we're playing some pretty rubbish teams. But he seems to be adapting to life in that anchor role very, very well. Matteo Casado comes in. He's the only one that comes in as a backup player. He comes in from FC Porto for 65 million, can play left or right wing, looks a really decent option on both sides. Brian Espinoza comes in from Monaco for £80 million. For those of you that were here for the Monaco save, the Monaco Partner Series, Club 3, you all know all about Brian Espinoza and how good he is as a attacking right winger, or right wing back, sorry. Juan Rios from Southampton for £66 million. He is the one. Sorry, you're going to get really poor puns all season because of this guy's name. And I make no apologies about it because I'm so excited about him. Peter Kalinski also comes in from FC Lorient. Centre-back for 100 million, rising to 140 million. He looks the real deal as well. Really decent looking centre-back. And he's going to partner Ziris this season. And yeah, he's basically Esteve's replacement. So I'm very, very happy to have him here. Right, if we look at finances, we've still got £54.4 million in the bank. We've got £370,000 in the wage budget still to use. I think we're going to lose that before January because our bank balance is £11.5 million in the red. And it happened to us in season 1 where we were losing a worrying amount of money, and then the board decided to take away all of my transfer budget and slash my wage budget as well. So I can see a similar thing is going to happen this season. I'm not too worried now though, because I'm very happy with the squad we've got. There could still be players going out and players coming in. If we actually look at the transfer thing, I don't know if he's going to be on here. No, he's not. There was a player that I saw. I wanted scouting, not that one. There's a player that I saw. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find him now. Oh, here you go. Kennedy Nar. Gavaro Reed is making noises about, wanting to be a first team player, this, that and the other. And Kennedy Nar is a 19-year-old left back, can do a little bit of right back. We can retrain him there. And I consider bringing him in for Gavaro Reed. He looks okay. He's 19 years old. He's got the potential to be 4 to 4.5 star. His attributes would improve once he gets here and plays for us and trains with us and all that sort of stuff. Valuation of 17.5 to 26 million. I've tried negotiating with Braga, but they're not willing to go any lower than between 33 to 37 million. Every time I try and change what they want, they're adding on different installments and all this sort of stuff and different add-ons. And at the moment, I'm just not prepared to pay it when I don't need it. I've just basically been looking around at what youngsters I can bring in that could potentially do well for this club in the future and that can spend that 54 million. So there was him. There's also this guy here, Mahmoud Ismail, 18 years old. Yeah, 18-year-old Danish lad. We'd train him up here as a Mazzaro advanced playmaker. I just think he looks really, really good as a young player. And if we can get him for, say, 16 million, he would be a good little signing for the future. So, yeah, there's a few players I've been looking at. I have also looked at Nahul Cordoba, who's valued at up to £115 million. I bought him in at Monaco on a free transfer. He is a lovely player. I do really like him. We don't need him. We've got enough midfielders. Right, if we have a look at the schedule, again, if you wasn't here for yesterday's episode, we won the Club World Championship. Got through a group stage that contained Boca, Boca Juniors. Who else was in it? Let's have a look. We got through a group stage that contained Casablanca, Real Madrid, and let's go back up, and Boca Juniors. We got through that group, finished in second. We did lose to Real Madrid. We then beat Man City in the second round 2-0. We beat Liverpool in the quarterfinals 4-0. We beat Bayern in the semi-final 2-0. And then we beat PSG in the final 2-0. Really, really good performance in this Club World Championship. I don't pay much attention to it. That's why I didn't put the episodes on camera, because it don't really matter. But it's nice to have on my CV, basically. Then we had, 5 friendlies. Al Ittihad and Bologna among the more difficult ones. We done really well. Then we had the Super Cup, the German Super Cup. We played Borussia Mönchengladbach and won 3-0. And then a mostly first-choice team with 2 or 3 rotated players. We beat Barakstad SV in the DFB Pokal 9-1. They're a non-league team. They're in the Bavaria North. However low down that is, I don't know. But that brings us to today. We've got VFB Stuttgart at home and TSG Hoffenheim away from home. They are the 2 games in today's episode. We do have quite a tough start to the season with Bayern, Frankfurt, Leipzig and Werder Bremen the next 4 games after this. Then it starts to ease off a little bit until you kind of get to Bayer Leverkusen, I suppose. But yeah, it's a bit of a challenging start to the season, but we will get there. And I am very confident that this team is going to be awesome. Hopefully, they don't make me look stupid and eat my words. Let's go and find out. Okay, here we are then for the game against VfB Stuttgart. RB Leipzig, by the way, have lost their first game of the season at home to Eintracht Frankfurt 3-2. I know it is only the first game of the season, but if you're going to win the Bundesliga, you can't afford to lose more than 2 games, maybe a third. So that is a blow to them. I'm assuming Bayern Munich are playing tomorrow. Yes, they are, against Werder Bremen, so away as well. So not an easy game, but you would expect Bayern Munich to get past them, let's be honest. Right, let's get into the actual matchday centre. And this is a team that we line up with. Oberli in goal, Carnevale left back, Espinoza right back, Kalinski and Ziris as the 2 centre-backs. Safu, Bode and Freitas is their new first-choice midfield. Shirky and Aladdin Sahin out wide with Rios up top. More big guns on the bench as well. There's a whole host of big guns like Carolot, for example, Frederick Reuter. I say a whole host, there's a couple that are not on the bench. But yeah, we have got Albin Lafont still here. He's in the last season of his contract. Well, actually, technically, last season was going to be the end of his contract, but he had a 1-year extension, so we triggered that just so we can give Leighton Butler, who is a very young 16-year-old, sort of will be a backup goalkeeper. Hopefully, we can get him to improve a little bit. But you know, he's only 16 years old, so we've kept Albin Lafont around for now. He's just knocking about. So yeah, that's the team we've got going out for today's game. Let's get straight into it. And like I said, hopefully they're not going to make me look stupid and eat my words, because we do look really good. And I'm so excited. And it's one thing I love about a new season of football in real life. Every new season brings about it hope and excitement and, the world's your oyster sort of thing. You can achieve anything. And I think we are going to win the Bundesliga. I think we're going to win the Champions League as well. I just think we're that good. And it might take a few games to get into our stride fully for us to look totally as good as what we can. But since these new players have come in during pre-season, Bologna especially, I couldn't believe how good we looked against a decent Serie A team. Let's face it, they are a decent Serie A team. They're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Right, we have the first highlight. It's taken the 30th minute to get there. The ball comes straight to Kalinski from the opposition's goal kick. Bode has it now in the midfield. Gives it to Ray and Shirky. I thought he overhit it a little bit there. Pulls it back to Carnevali. Cross into the box towards Sahin. Aladdin Sahin has scored, but it might be ruled out for offside. I've got to admit, it didn't look offside, but I'm very often wrong with that kind of thing. But it could be 1-0. It is 1-0. Aladdin Sahin's goal has stood. I was right. It didn't look offside. And Carnevali with his first assist of the season. One thing that's probably worth pointing out, I should have done it in the matchday centre really. And I think what I'll do is I'll wait till we get half time and I'll point it out on the tactics screen there. 2 minutes of time to be added on has been played. It is half time. Things are going well. You're capable of doing even better. Absolutely. If we have a look at the tactic thing itself, Carnevali last season was our attacking wing back with the right hand side being support, and then we had a support inside forward on the left and an attack inside forward on the right. Because of how good Espinosa is going forward, we've switched that, so it's support on the left and attack on the right, and then attack on the left and support on the right. That is the only change. Oh, and we've gone back to an advanced forward for a striker as well. So yeah, that's the only change we've made to our tactic, but just thought I'd bring you up to speed on that. Right, we get another highlight. 3-4 minutes into the second half, Shirky puts the ball into the box. It comes out to Espinosa, gives it back to Ray and Shirky. Oh, I was expecting something quite spectacular then, and he just seemed to stop. Right, Shirky will take the corner from the left-hand side, whips it in towards the near post, and Safiu almost getting a goal on his league debut. VFB Stuttgart now have a throw-in on the right-hand side, or their right-hand side, I should say. They've taken a shot. It's been blocked. They still have the ball, though. It's looking dangerous, and they have scored. Dieter Hesse, oh, my God. It had to be one of our own players that's come back and haunting us, isn't it? Dieter Hesse getting a goal, probably his Stuttgart competitive debut as well. Juan Rios is really making me regret praising him up so high, because he is not having a particularly good game. And in actual fact, I think I'm taking him off. Right, we're going to take him. Bring Erez Levi on up top. And what else are we going to do? Because we need a bit of inspiration, really, don't we? Ray and Shirky can come off, and we're going to bring on Caicedo. I know my little assistant thing was telling me to bring on Fontas, but let's give Caicedo his chance to start. Freitas with the corner now. Puts the ball into the box. Keeper comes out and claims it. Dennis Simon obviously is a very, very good goalkeeper in Football Manager and has been for a number of years. He goes long again. We get the ball. Caicedo has it on this left-hand side. Cuts in field. Bode to Levi. Oh, Erez Levi. Oh, the referee again. I mean, does it have to be every time we score a goal that I'm moaning about it already? It's the first game of the season. It's been given. Erez Levi's goal stands. This is the part that I mean. Does it have to be every single time, especially when you're scoring? That is going to be a penalty. Now, I think Safiu is our penalty kick taker. So it's going to be given. Yeah, it is a penalty. Opportunity to go 3-1 up. Safiu on his league debut from the spot. He scores. Of course he scores. Christian Safiu, first goal of the season, his first ever goal for Dortmund. I do like this boy. I really do. I was praising him up beforehand, and he's coming good for us as well in this first game of the season, doing his job in that anchor role. Right, Freitas can come off, and we'll bring on Kamiri. Actually, no, we're going to bring on Lavia and put Bode there, because going by star rating, he does prefer to be an advanced playmaker. So we'll put him there. And Guevara Reed can come on for Espinosa, who's had a okay debut. Let's say that. He's not done anything spectacular. He has picked up a yellow card. Right, we have a corner. Carnevale from the right-hand side. Puts the ball towards the back post. Oh, very nearly got goal number 4. So first shot on target, they score. I will say no more. Right, we're going to make one final substitution just to waste a bit of time, really. Aladdin Sahin's looking injured, so Fontes can come on for him, remove him and Caicedo around. The substitution's not taken effect yet. We do have the ball on this highlight, though. Guevara Reed can't get to the ball in time. Surely that's offside. I mean, I was going to say that looked a mile offside. I mean, if I'm catching it, then surely it is. 5 minutes of time to be added on at the end of the game. We've got one more corner. Carnevale from the left puts it into the box, and Peter Kalinski, his first goal of the season, scores on his competitive debut. Debut. Let me know in the comments how you say it. And there you go, 4-1 win at home against VFB Stuttgart on the first day of the season. I will take that all day long. And we will now move forward to the second game of the episode, which is going to be against TSG Hoffenheim. Sahin's injury is 1 to 3 days. There's no other injuries to worry about. So let's get over to part 2 of the video. Welcome back. Couple of updates for you. Bayern Munich won their first game of the season against Werder Bremen. They then won their second game of the season by smashing Borussia Mönchengladbach 5-1. Bayern Munich are looking in good form. Leipzig have also won their first game of this season after losing against, I think it was Frankfurt. We do have some transfer news to give you. Guevara Reed, we've had an offer come in from AS Monaco for him. 27 million rising to 51 million once you include all the add-ons and instalments and whatever. I like Monaco, so I've agreed to let him go because I know he's only going to be a problem with the fact that he's not going to be getting the game time he wants. As a result of that, we've brought in Kennedy Nahr. I said previously in the video they wanted between 33 to 37 million for him. I didn't want to pay that much, but knowing we're going to be getting up to 51 million for Guevara Reed, I've decided to match his release clause and pay 35 million. So Kennedy Nahr comes in. He's got oodles and oodles of potential. We're training him up to do the right-hand side so that effectively he can do Guevara Reed's job by playing on the left and the right to some degree. And hopefully with a bit of playtime, he will also get better anyway. And yeah, he's on £30,500 a week. Whereas if we look at like Guevara Reed, for example, he's currently on £78,000 a week, so we're saving money in the wages as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Let's get to the actual matchday centre though. We're still waiting for the offer to go through, so I have put Guevara Reed in for this game because Brian Espinosa has picked up an injury, a pulled calf muscle. He's out for up to 3 weeks. We have also still got Gaston Nunes and Renzo Drago hanging about that can also play on this right-hand side as well. So we're not short of options. So, hang on. No changes to the team other than Guevara Reed coming in for Espinosa. So it's Obley in goal, Carnevale left back, Reed right back, Kalinski and Ziris in the centre of defence. Safiu, Bode and Freitas in midfield. Shirky, Aladdin Sahin out wide with Rios up top. Hopefully, one Rios can actually show what he's made of in this game because he was very poor against Stuttgart. And I didn't like that because I'm very excited about having him here and I want him to show the world what he's about. So here we go. Hoffenheim drew their first game of the season, so they're on 1 point so far. We have had the first shot of the match and we now have a throw with Guevara Reed on the right-hand side to Freitas, who gives it away. That's pretty poor from Freitas, but Sahin wins the ball back. Reed now has it again on this right-hand side. Back to Sahin. Safiu. Bode. Oh, my word. It's hit both posts. I think Rios was actually offside, but he's actually, I mean, it has come down as a thing on here that we have hit the woodwork. So that was, what a shot that was from Raphael Bode. That was amazing. It's just a shame it didn't go in, to be honest. Right, half an hour on the clock. We're not we're not leading yet, which does concern me. I do like to get an early lead in a game. We're approaching half time, and the highlights are very few and far between, I have to say. And in actual fact, it's 0-0 at half time. There you go. Right. Point the finger. I'm not happy with performance out there. Come on. Sort yourselves out, boys. Right, Guevara Reed has it on the right-hand side. Puts the ball into the box. And it's a goal from Juan Rios. His 5th goal of the season. The referee's got his finger. I don't know how that's offside, but he's crossed it from the byline. There you go. It's been... I mean, we've had like VAR reviews 3 times this season already. Right, they go with a horrible long throw. I don't like that. That's very Stoke City. And the shot goes flying over the bar. It stays 1-0. Obley has the goal kick from the next highlight, which is pretty much straight away the highlight. Freitas gives it to Bode. Finds Shirky on this left-hand side. He's found Sahin with a great pass. Aladdin Sahin has scored his 3rd goal of the season. I don't think this one's being reviewed, and so it shouldn't be. We are 2-0 up against Hoffenheim. That was a great ball from Ryan Shirky, by the way. Shirky now with the free kick. 57th minute of the game. Puts the ball into the box. Reed to Carnevale. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. We hit the woodwork a lot. And there you go. There, that's finally ticked over and said to. I didn't think it was going to come up that we'd actually hit the crossbar. Right. Substitution o'clock. I am looking at bringing Kennedy Nash on, but not just yet. We're not that comfortable at the moment. Right, Bode can come off for Granelli, who's already making noises that he wants to leave, as is Frederick Reuter as well. Right, what else are we going to do? Do we bring Ziris off for Gaipo? He's on a yellow card, so I think we'll do that. Confirm the changes. I'm so glad that Rios is finally off the mark in the league for us. And more importantly, off the mark on camera for you guys, because the last thing I want is him to turn out to be a flop. Right, Carnevale and Reed, we can swap them over. Bring Carnevale off and bring Kennedy Nar on. He does only have 2 grey stars, but he's got to get time to play in that position, basically. Right, Lavia can come on for Safiu as well. A 2-0 lead going into the last 15 minutes. We've looked decent. We've not looked bad. We've looked pretty decent, actually, in these first 2 games of the episode. First 2 games of the first episode of the new season, I suppose I should say. That's a ball over the top there. Onside, Koleosho. I think he scored against us before Koleosho, because I remember commenting on the fact that he's a former Burnley player. Right, they have a corner on the left-hand side. Outswinger into the box. Granelli clears the line, and the highlight comes to an end. Guevara Reed then gives the ball away from a free kick on the left. Kalinski picks up the loose ball. Gives it to Lavia. Nar to Sahin. Sahin's turned his man. He's found Freitas. Thiago Freitas, who actually went for goal. He probably should have pulled it back to Juan Rios, but it's gone out for a corner kick. Shirky will take it as an outswinger from this right-hand side. Can we get a third? Just makes it look a little bit more convincing, really. Gaipo heads the ball out of the box. Freitas gives it to Shirky. Back to Thiago Freitas. He gets tackled. It's with Shirky again. Kennedy Nar. And the highlight comes to a conclusion. I mean, Kennedy Nar's not looked bad. He's got a 6.8 rating for his few minutes he's been on the field. I don't think I'm going to bother making him a 5th substitution. Right, here's Sahin. Infield to Lavia. To Granelli. What a ball for Juan Rios. Oh, he should have scored that. You should have scored that one. I'm not going to get fed up of doing those. You're going to get fed up of me doing it. But I'm certainly not. Right, there you go. A 2-0 win against Hoffenheim. We've got off to a very good start to the season. 2 wins from our first 2 games. And if we go and have a look at the schedule as to when we're going to come back next, because I won't be doing the Bayern Munich game next, I'm probably not going to do Leipzig because I want to come back for the end of the transfer window. So what we'll probably do is we've got Werder Bremen there, then we have an international break and the transfer window closes here. So what we might do is Borussia Mönchengladbach and Paderborn. Might do those two games, might do Werder Bremen and then Mönchengladbach. It'd be around here anyway. By that point, actually no, this is where the transfer window closes, isn't it? So we might come back for Leipzig and Werder Bremen then in that case, something like that. But I don't know. We'll find out in tomorrow's episode. It depends on what I think is too soon, because I want to, as I did last season, I want to get through as much of the first half of the season as possible, because the second half of the season is when business really starts to pick up. But yeah, it'll probably be somewhere like Mönchengladbach and Paderborn that will do that, and that'll be tomorrow's episode. But let me know in the comments what you think of the new team, what you think of the performances today. I've enjoyed it. 6 goals scored, only 1 conceded. Lovely, lovely stuff. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.